So the Kawerau container terminal is going to be built. And the feasibility study, what funded this decision, was elaborated by the value chain optimization team of Scion. Quick agenda. First, I will introduce the opportunity, what we identified. Then the feasibility study. Then the method, what we applied in the feasibility study. And also, I will introduce the container terminal benefits. So we recognized that exporters have limited access to rail transportation in the Eastern Bay of Plenty. The number of large truck movements in the area cause adverse environmental, economic, and social effects. So a container terminal in Kawerau could help that. Could help and provide a solution. The issue was that a single company or not even a single industry could justify this kind of investment. So the method that we applied in the feasibility study, we interviewed exporters, their willingness to use the rail terminal, also their supply chain, their demands, seasonality, and we engaged Kawerau, shipping and transportation companies, and Tauranga port. Based on this discussion, we developed a preliminary model of this container terminal in the extensive system. And the interesting part came after that. We have a number of iterations, and we discussed the model state with the stakeholders. They advised changes. So our model became more accurate, more realistic, but most importantly, a friendly and collaborative atmosphere was created. After we finalized the model, we ran scenarios, and also we have done sensitivity analysis. The sensitivity analysis showed that the economics is most sensitive to the road freight prices, not surprisingly. The first study was done by 2016, and the fuel prices increased significantly. Also, the certainty that the terminal will be built increased. So now the demand to use the terminal is tripled compared to 2016. First, the social impacts, what we could expect. 82% of road fatalities in New Zealand involve large trucks, heavy vehicles. And in 2015, the accidents resulted in 58 deaths and 800 injuries. So if we can take off trucks from the road, it has a significant social effect. What we realized that we could take off about 10,000 heavy vehicle movements in the Eastern Bay of Plenty, what is equivalent with 3 million kilometers driven. Transportation is responsible for 20% of New Zealand emission greenhouse gas bill. We run different scenarios, and we experienced that the reduction in CO2 emission could be between 1,000 tons to 5,000 tons a year. Okay, maybe this will be the most interesting for the companies, for the industry, that they could save from $100 to $200 per container delivered from Eastern Bay of Plenty to Tauranga port. It's pretty significant. Also, we wanted to know whether the terminal can make profit. It's a viable business. So we compared the terminal rail costs and the terminal rail revenue, and it looks like it can be beneficial in all the cases. So, but let the clients do the talk. Please watch this 5 minutes video summary of the project.
There's this transformation happening. This container terminal is part of that. We're very excited about it. All we can see is in a couple of years we're going to have a container terminal, we'll be having trucks roll in and containers going out on rail. What better picture could you want?
Kawerau is situated in a strategic location in the Eastern Bay of Plenty. The district has multiple well-established industries that draw on the natural resources in the area, like geothermal energy and large commercial forestry plantations on its doorstep. The industries in Kawerau joined forces to form a group called Industrial Symbiosis Kawerau, or ISK.
ISK was set up almost 7 years ago, and the vision for ISK was really to take these segregated businesses and see in a cluster environment how we could make them operate more efficiently and more effectively to make them more competitive globally.
Most of the industries in the cluster export large volumes of their products. A common challenge is to have an efficient and cost-competitive transport system. Kawerau is 90 kilometres from the port of Tauranga, with a good state highway network, and the area is also serviced by Kawerau's East Coast trunk line. Most businesses in the Eastern Bay of Plenty move their goods by truck. Although rail was expected to offer a more cost-effective solution, no single business was large enough to commission this service. Moving goods by rail requires a central terminal where products are delivered by truck and where specialised equipment is available to pack containers and load them safely onto rail wagons. This became the responsibility of Glenn Sutton.
With container terminals, it's all about economy of scale. We have quite a variety of potential product that can come through, so we have the kiwi fruit, we have the lumber, wood products.
The establishment of a container terminal had to be good for everyone, including local businesses, the prospective container terminal operator, Kawerau and the Port of Tauranga. ISK approached Scion to assist them in a scientific study to establish whether a centralised container terminal would be feasible.
We engaged Scion to do an independent feasibility study of the container terminal, and the value that they brought was not just the capability to be able to look through the whole supply chain and model the efficiencies that we can achieve through the container terminal in Kawerau, but they were also able to aggregate an enormous amount of data across multiple suppliers.
Scion's value chain optimisation team interacted with all the large exporters in the Eastern Bay of Plenty, gathering data on export volumes, peak times and any special export requirements. A discrete event simulation model was used to model and optimise different logistics alternatives. Discrete event simulation models have been used worldwide to optimise processes and flows, such as in airports, factories and even hospital services.
The container terminal operation in Kawerau provides the opportunity to remove up to 18,000 truck movements a year from the Bay of Plenty roads. This has an obvious benefit by moving that cargo on rail from a safety perspective for road users, but also from an environmental perspective.
Yeah, we're really excited by the opportunity. We think it's going to really create some more export volume from various manufacturers and exporters through to the port, and we're obviously really excited that rail is going to be a part of that.
Putoaki Trust, a local Maori landowner, has earmarked part of their property for the Kawerau container terminal and for other new industries. The land is easily accessible and close to the existing Kiwi rail line.
The container itself, terminal, will employ people directly and indirectly, but because it's such a great enabler, there's all of these consequential benefits of further employment through these other industries who are coming because we have a container terminal. So those social aspects are very important for us. This is adding value to our people. I can't stress that enough.
Okay, thank you very much.